Spist, the title of this broadcast: 3 Steps to Becoming More Disciplined. Our goal and our objective is to, in a sense, master self discipline. It is key for us to experience progress. With that being said, it's important for us to understand if you're tuning into this broadcast, I'm only assuming, I may be incorrect, but I've got a chance, I got a feeling, so to speak, that I'm right in my judgment and my way of thinking. I'm assuming that you're aiming to accomplish something remarkable in your life. I'm assuming that if you're tapped into this broadcast, if you're connected to me in this social media space, I'm assuming that you're aiming to become the best version of you. You have goals, ambitious dreams, things that you want to do, impact that you want to make, people that you want to serve. You want to utilize your gifts and your talents in a productive and powerful way. But that being said, if you fall into that category, it's important for each and every single one of us to understand that the next chapter of your life is going to require a new level of consistency, confidence, and courage from you. Let me say that again. This next chapter of your life is going to require a new level of courage, confidence, and consistency from you. Now, granted, as we step into the new and what we're aiming to experience, there's going to be distractions. There's going to be excuses that may arise. There's going to be fears that may come into play. But we have to be intentional about directing our thoughts on our vision, our purpose, and our goals. Because in the same way that you can talk yourself out of doing something, you can also talk yourself into doing something. We have to master ourselves. You have to become more disciplined. In fact, comment below, family, become more disciplined. That is our goal. The other day, I was watching this story on this rock splitter. And this rock splitter, he's a manual rock splitter, and he was breaking down the process, right? They're breaking down these huge rocks, these massive boulders. And he explained, the step-by-step process that's involved on how he drills holes inside of these rocks. And he puts these wedges within those holes, and he begins to hammer at those wedges. He's either using a mallet or he's got this big, massive hammer. And he began to break down this process, and he talked about there's massive boulders, and in some cases, he may hit these things like 100 times consistently. And then what he said in this interview really stuck out to me, family. He said, in many cases, I hit this big boulder, and it wasn't the 100th time that I hit it that cracked it and split it. He said it wasn't the 100th time that I hit it. It was the repetitive behavior, the repetitive hits, right? The repetitive strikes that led up to that moment that cracked that massive boulder. And as I thought about that, I said, that's so symbolic to life, right? Where in order for us to build progress, in order for us to accomplish something that's big, that's ambitious, something that really is aligned with our goals and our dreams, so to speak, it's not going to happen overnight. But it's us being consistent. It's the repetitive behavior. It's us showing up day in and day out, doing the necessary work that will lead to the accomplishment, that will lead to the success. And this is why it's so very important for us to become disciplined, because success is not going to happen overnight. Regardless of what you're working towards, whether it's your personal goal or a professional goal or whatever you're aiming to experience in life, it's not going to happen overnight. We live in a generation now, family, where everybody wants overnight success, instant gratification, a drive-through breakthrough. But the truth of the matter is, it doesn't happen that way, right? We wish we could just step out and snap our fingers and manifest success. We wish we could just think of it and experience it in our mind, and then it becomes produced in our life, right? But the reality of it is, great things take time. Great things require us to apply some level of effort. We have to be consistent and maintain discipline. In fact, over the years, I've learned 3 things about discipline that I want to share with you. 3 things that I often think many people overlook when it comes to them aiming to become more disciplined. And because they overlook these three things, they lack discipline and they're not consistent with their goals and the vision that they have for their life. Number one is this. Comment below, family. Discipline outlives motivation. Again, discipline outlives motivation. Now, keep in mind, motivation is the initial burst of energy and inspiration that we get when we get started. But discipline is what keeps us going once that inspiration or motivation or energy, so to speak, begins to fade off. We all get excited when we take that initial step. We all are feeling motivated once we get started because we see the end result. We've fallen in love with the greater outcome that we want to experience. But when things don't happen as fast as we initially thought they would, we often lose motivation. And what the average person does, because they don't feel motivated, they don't show up consistently. But the truth of the matter is this, family, we are not always going to feel motivated to do the things that keep us aligned with our vision, our purpose, and our goals. But if I base all of my decisions solely on how I feel in that moment, it's going to become very difficult for me to build some level of progress. What has to happen is me integrating a new level of discipline in my life so I'm willing to show up even on the days when I don't feel like it, right? Discipline has to outlive your motivation. The second thing that I've learned about discipline is this. Discipline begins with the mastery of your thoughts. Comment below, family, the mastery of your thoughts. To break that down, if you're not in control of what you think, then you won't be in control of what you do. We have to be intentional about directing our thoughts towards the things that we value. Again, comment below, master your thoughts, right? We have to be intentional day in and day out about directing our attention and what we focus on towards the things that we value. Many people lack discipline because they lose focus. There's many people that stop being consistent simply because they become distracted. In a lot of cases, we allow our circumstances, our situations, our present predicament to blind us of our vision. And because we don't see what's possible, we're not consistent and we lack the discipline that's necessary to help us take our life to the next level. The third and last thing that I've learned about discipline is that discipline will shape your life. Comment below that statement, family. Discipline will shape my life. Let me break this down. It's what you do today that is determining who you become. And who you become will always determine the quality and the overall direction of your life. Let me say this again for the people in the back in case we missed this, okay? It's what you do today that's determining who you are becoming. And who you become will always dictate and determine the quality and the overall direction of your life. If you want to improve the quality of your life, if you want to change the trajectory of your life, the direction that your life is going, and renew the experience that you have within life or reinvent yourself, you've got to backtrack and reverse engineer that entire process and begin with what you do today. Are your actions aligned with what you want to experience in life? Like, are the habits that you have integrated in your daily routine, are they supporting your vision, your purpose, and your goals? We got to keep it real with ourselves if we're aiming to level up our life, because discipline is what's going to shape your life experience. We have to be very intentional about our thought patterns, our behavior patterns, the environments that we place ourselves in, and make sure we're exercising some level of discipline to help us stay in alignment with what we're aiming to experience. So real quick, I want you to take a moment to envision possibilities. What could your life become if you became more disciplined? Really allow that to digest for a quick moment, okay? Allow that to sink in. Who could you become? What could you create? What could you produce? What would your life look like? What could you build if you exercised more discipline? What would your health look like, right? How would your family be different? How would your financial situation be different? What would your career look like if you exercised more discipline? Let's make it even more personal. Here's another question that I want you to reflect on. What area in your life have you been lacking discipline that you know needs to be enhanced in order for you to move your life forward? Let's keep it real, family, right? Honesty is the first step to progress. And a lot of times we're not making progress simply because we're not holding ourselves accountable. We grow accustomed to our patterns. We grow accustomed to what's comfortable. We grow accustomed to our past or our traditions, right? Or things that we've grown up with and grown accustomed to over the years. We have to break the mold of how we're showing up and keep it real with ourselves. What area in your life do you need to become more disciplined at, right? In order for you to move your life forward. Here's what I want us to do. Here's your call to action. And here's the 3 steps that will assist you in becoming more disciplined. Remember, at the top of the conversation, where I talked about discipline begins with the mastery of your thoughts. If you're not in control of what you're thinking, you won't be in control of what you do. If I can't control what I do and how I show up, I'm not going to be in full control of the outcome of the results that I'm experiencing. So I've got to begin with what I'm thinking. For the next 7 days, this week, here's your call to action. Every single morning, I want you to focus on 3 things. I want you to remind yourself of these 3 things. And these 3 things will assist you in becoming more disciplined. Number 1, I want you to remind yourself of what you want. Number 2, I want you to remind yourself on why you want it. Why is this important to you? And number 3, I want you to remind yourself that it's your personal responsibility to make it happen. Again, quickly, I'll summarize those again. Number 1, wake up in the morning and remind yourself what you want. This is what I'm aiming to experience. This is what I'm aiming to create. This is the life that I'm aiming to build. These are the goals that I'm aiming to achieve. This is the success that I want to manifest in my life. Number 2, remind yourself on why it's important to you, right? What's your why? Why is it important for you to move your career forward? Why is it important for you to improve the quality of your health? Why is it important for you to build that career and step towards the goals that you've established for your life? Connect with it on an emotional level. Because remember, emotion is the greatest influence on our behavior. We lack discipline simply in some cases because we're connected to negative emotions that disempower us. Fear and doubt and discouragement and disappointment, right? And frustration. You can't be at your best if you're discouraged. You can't be at your best if you're feeling disappointed. You can't be at your best if you feel guilty or you're beating yourself up. You're sabotaging your own personal progress. You got to remember why you want what you want. So when you come face to face with fear, because you have a passion for the end result, because your passion is greater than that fear, the fear will become irrelevant. Remind yourself of why it's important for you to accomplish that goal. And lastly, remind yourself it's your personal responsibility for you to make it happen. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to build it for you. Nobody's going to come pick you up and take you there. You've got to take personal responsibility for your goals, your outcomes, your results, and ultimately your life. It's up to you to build that momentum towards what you're aiming to experience. I've said a lot of things during today's conversation, but I'll end it by saying this. If we are serious about taking things to the next level, we have to keep in mind it's going to require a new level of confidence, courage, and consistency from us. So we've got to exercise mental discipline to stay empowered and be in alignment with what we're aiming to experience. Nobody can do it for you. There's an old saying from Jim Rohn. He said, nobody can do your push-ups for you. You can't pay somebody to do your push-ups for you, right? If you want the results, you got to put in the work. And in order to do that, you got to maintain discipline. If you slid into this broadcast and I was unable to give you a shout out, be sure to comment below. And if in fact this is your first time, or maybe your first time in a long time, comment below beginning with the number 1 and then place your first name afterward. Again, number 1 and then place your first name afterward. I'm hoping that somebody somewhere found some value from today's conversation. I'm hoping that we feel empowered. What I want us to do is take that empowerment and apply it to our life, right? There's a difference between knowing what to do and doing what it is that you know. I've given us the formula. You know, you have the know-how, right? Now it's up to you to do what it is that you know. Bruce, excellent. Carl, I see you, my brother from another mother. Hope all is well with you, King. Salute. Kreider is in the building. Great day to you. Larry, I see you as well. Salute. Welcome to the broadcast. Yes, sir. Discipline will shape your life. Family, again, if you were picking up what I was putting down during today's conversation, put some fist in the chat below. Let me know that you received what we were discussing. Back to work, Bruce. Excellent. Stay disciplined while you're on the clock, my brother, for sure. Also, again, if you're new, put a number 1 in the chat and then your first name afterward. It takes time to do things in time. Talk that talk, Mia. Excellent, excellent. For those that are putting the fist in the chat below, please, since you found value in the broadcast, share the inspiration out. You never know how something that we discussed during today's conversation can benefit and add value to somebody that you're connected to. So please share this out on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Also, speaking of social media, if we've yet to connect on other social media platforms, be sure to connect with your boy. I'm at #1 Gibson. That includes Instagram, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm also on LinkedIn. And then connect with me on YouTube. I need to do a better job of promoting my YouTube channel. That's where all of my short films and documentary series are available. Be sure to tap in for my long form content. That's at youtube.com/David Gibson. Also, visit the website. Elevation is a Must, the online shop where you can purchase books and resources. Some are often free on the website also, so tap into that. And if you're interested in my speaking and coaching services, be sure to tap in there as well. That's at elevationisAmust.com. With that being said, family, let's take advantage of this week's opportunities. Keep in mind, no matter what you're experiencing, no matter what you're growing through, emphasis on the word grow, there's a blessing and an opportunity out there with your name on it. But if you have a negative frame of mind, you're going to miss it. If you got your head down, you're going to miss it. If you're distracted by your fears, your doubts, or issues from your past, you're going to miss what's lying ahead of you. So stay focused on your vision and the things that you value. In fact, to that person, let me put my water down so I can speak to you personally, right? To that person that's going through a rough patch in life right now, it's difficult. Your back is up against the wall. You've hit rock bottom. The struggle is real. It feels like you're isolated and all alone. You feel depressed. You feel hurt. You don't know how things can ever be different. I need you to hear me clearly. Whatever you're up against, whatever you're currently facing, it's only temporary. This too shall pass. So don't you make a permanent decision that's based upon a temporary circumstance. As it gets rougher, you get tougher. There's an old saying that says tough times don't last, but tough people do. I need you to be strong. I need you to be powerful. I need you to persevere. Keep persisting until you succeed. You're saying, D1, it sounds good. I feel inspired right now, but truly you have no idea what I'm up against. I may not know what you're facing. I may not even know you personally, but what I do know is this. Whatever stands in front of you and whatever stands behind you has nothing compared to the power that's at work within you. But to activate that power, you got to stand up. My brother, my sister, you got to stand up. You got to leverage your personal power so you can rise above whatever you're facing. And understand this is not your breaking point. It's your making point. As you rise above this situation and circumstance, you're coming out stronger, wiser, more equipped for new levels of success. So I say that to say, don't you give up on what's possible. Don't you give up on that dream. Don't you give up on the vision that you've been working hard towards. You may be working all by yourself. It may take you longer than other people. You may not have all the resources that other people have, right? But I need you to stay consistent. Master your mindset in this moment and keep pushing until you get the result that you envision. And if nobody else tells you that they love you today, remember, your brother from another mother, D1 Gibson, has nothing but love for each and every single one of you. So family, please, let's share this inspiration. In fact, put a smile on your face and make that smile contagious. That's what it's all about. We've been destined and designed to be advocates of positivity, ambassadors of love. Let's get busy making a difference in the world in which we're living. It's not about us. It's about the people that we can serve and the impact that we can make. So you got to understand, it's not by accident that you're under attack. It's because you have a light within you. So don't be overwhelmed by the darkness. Be intentional and diligent about shining your light. Even if you got tears rolling down your face, you shine your light. Even if your back is up against the wall, you illuminate the greatness from within. As you continue to shine your light, things will begin to shift in your environment. Your world will begin to take on a brand new meaning, and you move closer towards where you ultimately aim to be in life. I don't know who that was for, but maybe somebody needed that food for thought as you're stepping into this week and you're feeling discouraged and feeling disappointed. Keep pushing, keep pressing until you get to where you aim to be in life. We've said many things during today's broadcast. I'm going to wrap it up now for the fourth or fifth time, family. As we step into this Monday, I want you to be effective, be successful, live with some passion, and most importantly, 3 pounds to your chest. Join in with me, family. 1, 2, 3. Be powerful. We'll be back at it next Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
I can see my shot is here, so now I'm gonna take it. Gotta get up, get out, time to stand up, get loud, time to rise up off the floor. And I'm stronger than ever now, can't hold me down no more. I'm waking up, 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 I'm waking up. So I'ma do it right now, yeah, I'ma do it right now.